There are a total of 33 different classification systems recognized, but most people only need to worry about the two most common ones, the ABO and RH systems. The ABO system classifies blood based on the presence of antigens, antigen A and antigen B. You can have one or the other, both, or neither. Antigens are glycoprotein markers embedded in the cell membrane and help your immune system to distinguish between your body's own cells and foreign cells, like viruses or bacteria. In an A blood type, the A antigen is found on the blood cell itself, and an A or anti-B antibody is found in the blood serum. In a B blood type, a B antigen is found on the blood cells, and a B or anti-A antibody is found in the serum. Blood type AB has both A and B antigens on the blood cells, and neither of the corresponding antibodies against them in the serum. And blood type O has neither antigen on the cells, but has antibodies A and B in the serum. When blood is donated, the red blood cells are separated from the plasma where the antibodies are located, through a process called blood fractionation. This ensures that only the red blood cells get donated, and not their corresponding antibodies, since that would cause an adverse reaction in the recipient. Your immune system will produce antibodies against any blood antigens you don't have in your own blood. Therefore, a person with type A blood that receives B blood would have an ABO incompatibility reaction. The anti-B antibody present in the patient's blood would agglutinate with the B antigens on the donated red blood cells, making the blood cells clump together and block small blood vessels. The immune system would then attack the new blood cells and destroy them. It's rare for this to happen, but if it does, it is serious and potentially fatal. Transfusion is considered safe as long as the serum of the recipient does not contain antibodies for the blood cell antigens of the donor. So this is why, if you have type AB blood, you're a universal recipient. You don't have either of the antibodies that would attack A or B donor blood. However, this also means you can only donate blood to other people who have AB blood. If you have type O blood, you're a universal donor. You can give your blood to A, B, AB, or O without triggering their immune system. But this is also why people with O blood can only receive type O blood. However, there are other antigens that need to be accounted for beyond the ones in the ABO system before donating or receiving blood safely. This is where the rhesus system comes in. The rhesus, or RH system, is the second most significant blood group system. These are the most important antigens, with the most significant one being the D antigen. Although there are lots of other Rh antigens, Rhd is the most significant because it's the most likely of the Rh antigens to produce an immune response. Depending on whether the Rhd antigen is present, each blood type is assigned a positive or negative symbol. People who are Rhd negative can only receive Rhd negative blood, but people who are Rhd positive can receive either Rhd positive or Rhd negative blood. The negative blood types, A negative, B negative, AB negative, and O negative, are more rare than their positive counterparts. And while the D antigen is the most important one in the Rh system, there are a total of 60 other Rh antigens, making it the largest of any of the blood classifications. And while these 8 blood types are the most common way of describing our blood, each of these 8 types can be subdivided much further. There are millions of varieties, each classified according to the exact antigens that coat the surface of our red blood cells. To know your exact blood type, you'd have to write it out antigen by antigen. Luckily for most of us, many of the antigens we have don't affect our ability to receive or donate blood, because pretty much everyone else also has them. For example, more than 99.9% of people carry the antigen called Vel, so for most of us donating blood to one another, we wouldn't need to worry about this antigen, as it wouldn't trigger an immune response. But for every 5,000 people, there's one person who does lack the Vel antigen who shouldn't receive blood from the other 4,999. Their immune system recognizes the Vel antigen as foreign, and if given Vel positive blood, they could have kidney failure and possibly die. But doctors do screen for as many of these variants as possible to make sure to find the best match for a blood transfusion. But sometimes, this best match isn't really possible, and this is why the rarer your blood, the harder things get. The world's rarest blood type, Rh-null, is called Rh-null because it has none of the 61 antigens present in the Rh blood system we previously discussed. It is rare enough to have a few of the antigens in the Rh system missing from your blood, but the chances of missing them all are astronomically small. Doctors call it the golden blood.